So my team has asked me to talk about the situation in Ukraine um, and really like how we respond. It's such a crazy thing, honestly. And most people are really upset about it that I talk to, both in the sense of grief, of sadness, so much destruction, needless loss of life, needless terror. And honestly, it is such an old paradigm. This is something that I grew up hearing all the horrible things about Russia and the threat of nuclear attack and World War III. It's like we haven't moved forward in 40 years. So it's incredibly frustrating and incredibly sad, both from just a humanity perspective, as well as like, where are we in the arc of the world and what world do we actually want to live in and are we actually creating? And what is true for you, right? So how do we not get totally disillusioned by the situation? And how do we step forward in a place that is so uncertain? And the question, the answer for me is always come back to your own light and come back to your own truth. And then once you are strong in your own light and your own truth, get curious about the world around you. Get curious about those other people. And so for me in this situation, when I ask, well, why do you think it's happening? Why do you think that's happening? Why do you think Putin has invaded the Ukraine? And the most often response that I get is that he is just a crazy bully, right? And so my response to that is, who are the crazy bullies in your life? And how long have you allowed them to bully people? How long have you allowed them to bully you, right? It's just a point of reflection because my guess is that most of us have at least one of those characters in our lives. And so really working with that in your own life is a way to help your microcosm become more harmonic, and in that, create a world that radiates that more fully. Does it solve everything in the Ukraine or the other places that we have dictators and tragedy and war, which are numerous, right? Not tomorrow. But it is the way that we start to walk forward and create the world that we want, right? And when you are in your own light and when you are in your own truth, it becomes safe and it becomes much easier to get curious about people who hold very strong and different opinions from you. And that is really important because that's where we can start to build connection. It's where we can start to build harmony. It's where we can start to make this transition to a new paradigm happen faster and easier. And you would be shocked at how little shifts, right? Like maybe the bully doesn't 100% change their behavior, but maybe a conversation that creates connection, that creates more understanding, right? Maybe that changes behavior a little bit. Maybe it changes mindset a little bit. And the more that that happens, right, every step in the right direction is a step in the right direction, right? So the more that we can create that, it's cumulative and it does shift things, albeit much slower than most of us want to have. But it does happen. So just think about where those places are in your life. Who are those bullies in your life, right? And how are you owning your own light, your own gift, your own presence in the face of those bullies? And how can you get more curious to change and shift behavior? And what does that look like? And how does that feel? Hopefully that feels a lot better and feels a little more empowering. Um, I have no crystal ball on how things are going to move forward around the world, but I definitely know that we're in a period of instability, and and so far it doesn't really look like we're heading to more stability anytime soon. So in that time of instability, in this place of instability that we will be in for a solid period of time. It's not going to be a couple months, right? It's going to be, a year, 2 years. You coming into your own light, you coming into your own truth, you coming into your own power, so that your steps forward, your actions are true and aligned and honest and vibrant. That creates the shift. And it will be shocking to you how that invites in that shift in your world and in your community. And then that really shifts everything from there. So try it and see how it goes. I know it's a little more work. I know it's hard. I know people really want to avoid it because most of us who are in this place of connection, we just want to stay here. We just want to enjoy it. We just want to have a good time. And really facing that opposition, facing those opinions and actions that we find so egregious is a challenge. And yet it is the challenge that we need to take on and the challenge that we need to process, at least in your own world, in your own life, so that we can welcome in this new paradigm. We can really co-create the life and the world that we want. It is important, so it is worthwhile. Let me know how it goes. I want to hear in the messages below, or you can email me or direct message me. I'd love to find out how your curious conversations with people who have quite different opinions from you go. So good luck and enjoy. Thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to find out more information about me or my offerings, please check out my website, danashamas.com. And don't forget to sign up for the newsletter. I send them out weekly with tips, insights, rituals, meditations, personal updates, special events, and offerings. So I know you don't want to miss out. Thanks again for watching, and I look forward to connecting soon.